Alright, we're gonna take a poll right now. Drop a like if you were one of those kids that tried to learn how to draw Dragon Ball characters in every single notebook you ever had. I was definitely one of those kids. Yeah, that's right, there's nothing quite like the design of a Super Saiyan, but which one is best? Hey, you guys remember that time that Vegeta finally had a chance to show up Goku and take down a major villain without his rival's help? That time that Vegeta showed off his new Super Saiyan Grade 2 ability that topped that pesky Kakarot's and was enough to finish off in Perfect Cell only to play himself by allowing Cell to become perfect. I bet Vegeta remembers. While there are definitely fans out there of the Super Saiyan Grade 2 and 3 abilities that Vegeta and future Trunks were sporting when Cell was proving why he was the Frieza-sized big bad, I think it represents all of the worst parts of the franchise. People critical of Dragon Ball Z often cite the overdramatic muscles, screaming, ridiculous hair, and circular plot lines with reasons why they were turned off from the series. I'm a ride or die fan though, so don't listen to them, Akira Toriyama. I do have to admit though that these complaints are a bit valid with the Grade 2 and 3. Vegeta gains a frankly ridiculous musculature for his tiny frame, even crazier hair, and then it's revealed to be more of a benchmark for Goku and Gohan to pass than a game changer. While I love the series, this does prove to be a pattern from then on of Vegeta discovering new powers only for Goku to leapfrog him to a new and better form. Give the Prince of All Saiyans a win already. He deserves it. Future Trunks' return to Dragon Ball Super received mixed acclaim. While everyone was overjoyed to see one of Dragon Ball Z's best characters back against a new terrifying villain, Goku Black, his style was a bit off. That cool, confident Trunks who rolled up on Frieza and cut him to bits with his tiny jacket and sword over the shoulder was downgraded just a bit. He now had blue hair, a much less iconic outfit, and a whole lot less confidence than he did in Dragon Ball Z. It seemed like everything might change when he jumped up to Super Saiyan Rage though, the form that put him closer to Goku and Vegeta's power level. The blue lighting, coupled with an intense new golden aura, could have been the iconic look of Super's future Trunks saga. I mean, Trunks really should have been the one to take Zamasu out once and for all. For one glorious second, it looked like he might live up to the hype shown in his DBZ debut. Instead, this ended up being more of a Super Saiyan Grade 2 situation and has been thrown in the same forgotten lore folder alongside Launch and Dragon Ball Evolution. Dragon Ball GT may be the most controversial Dragon Ball topic, right next to arguments over whether Saitama could take down Goku. Fans and haters of the non-canonical DBZ sequel all agree on the moment where the ill-fated series got a serious boost in quality. Goku's fight against baby Vegeta and his transformation into Super Saiyan 4 was really when GT got back to what made the previous entry into the franchise so beloved. It also scored points for fans for addressing that whole Great Ape thing that Akira Toriyama just kind of dropped and successfully integrated it with the Super Saiyan concept. So, Goku traded out the golden hair for red monkey fur and a new tail. Opinions on this design choice are indicative of the divide fans feel for GT. Some fans will argue that Super Saiyan 4 was the greatest in the franchise. Others refer to it as one of the franchise's lowest moments. You wanna guess which camp Akira Toriyama falls into? Super Saiyan God was the form that showed we were in a new era of Dragon Ball. Gone were the numerical lists of Super Saiyan level-ups. They were now replaced with new God forms and the race for Goku and Vegeta to match the likes of Beerus and Whis. That being said, between Super Saiyan God, Blue, and Ultra Instinct, the first one really isn't the standout. Super Saiyan Blue is more visually striking, while Ultra Instinct breaks from DBZ entirely by not relying on a Super Saiyan ability at all. Still, that moment where all the Saiyans, including little fetus Pan, helped Goku ascend is one of the anime's best. If this was 2002, Super Saiyan 3 would have been my number one for sure. The first time I saw this form, I was blown away. I mean, Goku had hair trailing down his back now. How cool is that? Years later, though, I don't think Super Saiyan 3 has aged quite as well as some of the other designs. For one, it was originally designed way back in the early 90s, and you can really tell. Its place in the subsequent storylines really wasn't as big a deal as its first reveal would have you believe. 3 isn't a form that we've seen all that often, and it was overshadowed in the Buu arc with plenty of fusions, ultimate forms, and super weapons. If the middle school version of me who drew like 50 sketches of Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Gohan knew that I was saying this, he would be very mad at me. If Super Saiyan Rosé was a standard Saiyan form, I don't know if it would work out. I love Goku, but I don't know if he can pull off pink hair when he's not secretly Zamasu. Rosé works really well for Goku Black though, because it provides an excellent visual contrast against Super Saiyan Blue. Not only does it work in the anime, it's just a fantastic addition to the franchise as a whole. Look at how much it pops in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I think that really says it all, to be honest. Broly is kind of the ultimate underdog story for non-canon Dragon Ball characters. I'm sure Cooler, Bojack, and Lord Slug probably get together once a year to watch Dragon Ball Super Broly with tears in their eyes as they hope to get their canon treatment. I do have some hope for Cooler, at least. So what was it about Broly that was good enough for him to be brought into the big leagues? I mean, just look at the guy. Funnily enough, the creator behind the original Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan movie was inspired by none other than the Super Saiyan Grade 3 form Trunks showcased in DBZ. While my opinions on Grade 3 are clear in this video, I think the Legendary Super Saiyan form is a much better usage of the hyper-muscular idea. For one, Trunks and Vegeta are both relatively tiny, with neither approaching 6 feet. This makes their over-the-top musculature seem strange. Broly, on the other hand, is a big bad dude who stands at a whopping 9 feet when he's full Legendary Super Saiyan. 9 feet? Woo! Well, this makes him a Hulk-sized villain, who's instantly clear as a powerful threat for Vegeta and Goku. Ultimately, what often but not always works best for Dragon Ball are simple design concepts that are instantly striking and understandable. Broly looks freaking great on a movie poster, and that's likely why he's canon now. And that movie made $116 million, so I'd say it worked out. Dragon Ball Super had quite the challenge in front of it. While fans were incredibly eager to see more Dragon Ball, millions of dollars at the box office levels of eager, a follow-up franchise has a lot of pressure to measure up. Just ask poor Boruto, which is currently being blasted on 4.5 million comment sections right now. CBR likes to keep track of that kind of thing. Beerus and the Super Saiyan God form both went over pretty well with fans, but neither quite hit that DBZ level of iconic. Enter Super Saiyan Blue, with a brilliantly simple design choice that became the signature look for Super. Sure, Super Saiyan Blue might just be Super Saiyan, but blue instead of gold, but it took off in ways Super Saiyan God didn't. Some of this just has to do with how the blue pops against the blues in both Goku and Vegeta's costumes. It arguably fits both fighters even more than the gold does. Lore-wise, though, it provided a good contrast to the Super Saiyan God form, as Vegeta and Goku both succeeded in integrating each form into their fighting style in different ways. Toriyama has a habit of taking simple ideas and making them iconic. Super Saiyan Blue is definitely the example that shows he hasn't missed a step in this regard. Well, here's to hoping that the recently revealed perfected Ultra Instinct works as well when it eventually gets its anime debut. Any time now would be great, Toei. 2020 was a bit of a year. Some new Dragon Ball Super would be nice. There's no denying that the OG Super Saiyan form is one of the most iconic looks in the entire series. In fact, I think it's safe to say that this is the most successful design choice for Dragon Ball since Akira Toriyama decided to give Goku that orange and blue gi. The blonde hair and blue-eye transformation coupled with gravity-defying hair and a golden aura immediately made it clear to everyone that Goku hadn't just mastered a new Kaioken ability. No, he had changed fundamentally as a fighter and as a character. I mean, pretty much every subsequent arc in the series has tried to replicate that moment ever since. As iconic as the first Super Saiyan transformation is, do you know the actual story behind it? Spoiler alert, it's hilariously mundane. Evidently, Akira Toriyama only had one assistant working with him on the Dragon Ball Z manga. This poor guy's time was being dominated by constantly coloring Goku's hair black. So the Super Saiyan hair change was a fantastic time saver. From a storytelling perspective, though, it is a very Toriyama thing to do. In interviews, he talks about how much he hates too much narrative complexity and narration. That's why all his bad guys tend to come in pairs of 2, so that they can share exposition and dialogue. So Goku's big leveling up moment may have been an artistic practicality, but it's also the ultimate example of Toriyama's creative philosophy. Even if you'd never read or watched any Dragon Ball Z before that moment, you'd still know that Goku just crossed a serious threshold. This also proves that it sometimes pays to be nice to your collaborators. The first Super Saiyan transformation is often cited as the single most iconic moment in the franchise. I'd actually argue that there's a different moment that actually topped it. Well, in the moment at least. While most people would say that Goku is the main character of Dragon Ball Z, you could make a pretty solid case that Gohan was actually the protagonist for the first several arcs. His journey from becoming a bookish, cowardly nerd to a truly fearless warrior was definitely the biggest character arc in the series. All of this culminated in the moment where Gohan became Super Saiyan 2, finally surpassing his father's strength. The look of the battle-hardened, golden-haired Gohan taking Cell down is still my favorite in the entire franchise. This, coupled with the fact that Gohan is dressed like his original master and spiritual stepdad Piccolo instead of Goku, really drove home Gohan's entire journey. Even Toriyama admitted that this was intended to be Gohan's passing the torch moment. Every Dragon Ball Super fan can tell you, though, that didn't really work out. Eventually, the series benched Gohan and put Goku back in the spotlight permanently, which kinda takes some of the power out of the Gohan vs. Cell fight. Still, if you can ignore literally everything that happened after it, Gohan's hero-defining moment is the culmination of the entire sequel series. For all you artists out there who are struggling with getting your work to that iconic level, hang in there. Who knows, maybe one day we'll be doing a video about your best designs.